And now, report number 1 of the good old solid gold rock and roll Olympics.
This is your report, and I'm here with our contender for the Olympic heavyweight bout, Cassius Spray. Tell me, how do you rate yourself?
The toughest man there is alive.
And what about your opponent?
He's a mean motor scooter and a bad go-getter.
Well, your chances are surely better this time, but I understand you lost your last bout. Any comments on that?
I never promised you a rose garden.
Okay, the bout is about to begin. There is the bell, and the first punch. Did you get him?
I got you!
How about that? One punch and the bout is over. Our winner, Cassius Spray.
Be the first to identify all of the artists whose records were used in this Olympic report. Remember, it's Olympic report number 1. Listen closely. This is report number 2 of the good old solid gold rock and roll Olympics.
This is your reporter, and I'm here to interview Olga Orbit. Could you tell our audience, do you think you can show better form than your tough opponent?
Okay, set off.
Could you repeat that in English, please?
Whatever will be, will be.
There she goes, ladies and gentlemen. Her style is great. You're looking just great, Olga. How do you feel?
I'm so dizzy, my head is spinning.
Well, it looks like her coach is offering some advice.
Told you once before, and I won't tell you no more. Get down, get down.
Do you need help?
Help! I need somebody.
The good old solid gold rock and roll Olympics, where you can win something nice if you're first to identify the artists whose records were used in this Olympic report number 2. The good old solid gold rock and roll Olympics, with a chance for you to win something nice. This is report number 3.
And standing beside me here is the number 1 freestyle swimmer at the Olympics. Say something for us, Mark. Yes, Mark Spitt, a real athlete. What kind of trunks is that you're wearing, Mark? And you look a little bit pinky today, Mark. Didn't you rest well?
I couldn't sleep at all last night.
And they're off. But Mark really looks weak. You better give it up, Mark, and come on back.
How can you laugh when you know I'm down? How can you laugh when you know I'm down?
Be the first to identify all of the artists whose records were heard in this report and claim a prize. Remember, it's report number 3. Hello again, and welcome to the good old solid gold rock and roll Olympics. This is report number 4. Remember, be the first to identify all the artists whose records appear in this report and be a winner.
Well, we're not on the ice for this report, but I guess skating is skating. Oh, my goodness, our Olympic star really looks excited. Why are you smiling so?
I got a brand new pair.
Well, will they increase your skating speed?
Don't go too fast, but I go pretty far.
Well, tell me, Peggy Feelings, if you're not successful in winning a gold medal, what will you do?
I'll pack up all my things and walk away.
Well, I have one more question, okay?
I don't want to hear another word you have to say.
Remember, there is something special waiting for you if you identify all the artists whose records were used in this report, number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, this is report number 5 of the good old solid gold rock and roll Olympics, and it's time to check out our Olympic track stars.
One of our bright young Olympic track stars, Jim Lyon, is here with us today. This is the quick walk competition, and may I say I hope you win.
Well, it's 1 for the money,
They're at the starting line.
2 for the show,
And here they go.
3 to get ready. Now go, cat, go.
Go ahead, Jim, go.
Like taking candy from a baby.
Who is that little girl following Jim? Can anyone tell what she's saying?
Daddy, don't you want so bad?
Will Jim win the quick walk competition? Will his daughter catch him?
Keep listening. Maybe you'll find out, and maybe you won't. In any case, you can be a winner if you are the first to identify all the artists whose records were used in this report, number 5. The excitement is really building here at the Rock and Roll Olympics. But on this report, I think all of the excitement will be in vain. It has begun to rain.
Boy, it's really messy out here for report number 6, but we'll try and get a few words from the athletes who are waiting for the rain to stop. Will this rain affect you in any way?
Rainy days and Mondays always get me down.
And you, ma'am, you look a little pale. Is something scaring you? Why are you standing all alone in this corner?
Raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling.
One final question. How do you feel about this rain stopping the Rock and Roll Olympic competition?
The worst that could happen.
But you can still claim a prize from this report if you are the first to identify all the artists whose records were in this report, number 6. This is the good old solid gold Rock and Roll Olympics report number 7.
Yes, our weightlifting and discus throwing competition is about to begin. Wait a minute, those are not barbells. What are you lifting?
100 pounds of gold.
Oh, what a prankster you are, Bob Seagram. You're not a weightlifter. Now, wait a minute. Don't pick that man up. He looks too heavy for you.
I feel the earth move under my feet.
And what is that you said to that lady, Bob?
You are bad, bad, Miss Bad. And I'm skin tight with you.
You are really a funny person, aren't you, Bob?
I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker.
So keep listening for more reports. And remember, something special is waiting for you if you are first to identify all the artists whose records made up this report, number 7. And now, report number 8 of the good old solid gold Rock and Roll Olympics. If you are first to identify all of the artists whose records are used in this report, you can be a winner.
And here with me is Jean-Claude Keeler, one of the best-known skiers in the world. Sir, don't you just love all this snow?
Take the snow back with you where it came from on that day.
Well, what is it you don't like about the snow?
Words could never explain. I just wish it would rain.
Well, you were a little late getting here today, and I understand you were with a real cute little fowl last night. What was her name?
The little white dove who was a herding,
But a lasting relationship is out of the question, isn't it? What is the main reason for that?
running bear, young Indian brave.
Is that him over there?
Keep in mind the artists whose records made up this report, number 8. Here in our control headquarters for report number 9, let's talk to some of the people who will be donating gifts to our Olympic winners and let them describe some of the loot. Sir, what will you have for our track star?
A white sport coat.
And ma'am, I understand you have something for our pretty female Olympic stars. Would you tell us what? And what do you have for the winner of the boxing tournament?
A little nip of gin.
What will your group donate, sir?
Something stupid.
One final interview with a little old lady whose son is competing in the Rock and Roll Olympics. Ma'am, do you have a special request?
But silver wings on my son's head.
Ma'am, you ought to do something about your voice. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you can win something special if you are the first to identify all of the artists whose records were used in this report. Keep in mind, it's report number 9. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of the good old solid gold Rock and Roll Olympics. And for report number 10, let's talk with various athletes and get their comments as the competition closes. Here is our reporter.
Well, sir, your team didn't share much of the victory here in the Rock and Roll Olympics. How do you describe your efforts?
Wasted days and wasted nights.
This means you'll have to start all over again, right?
Starting all over again. It's gonna be rough.
Well, do you think you'll make it back again?
We're gonna make it.
But you, sir, you were one of the winners in the swimming competition. I'll bet you are really excited.
Baby, baby, can't you hear my heart?
And it's all over from here at the good old solid gold Rock and Roll Olympics.
Don't it make you wanna go home?
Just be first to identify all of the artists whose records made up this report and claim a special prize just for you. Keep in mind, this is report number 10. And now,